Alright, Sunday, getting kind of a late start. I figured we'd try to see how many dumpsters we can do. This video is going to start out a little slow, but it heats up pretty good. If you ever see anything you want in my videos, you can have it for free. I'll list it on my website here, eshippity.com. You gotta pay for shipping though, and the more valuable items, I'll give you an awesome deal. I'm not gonna push sales on you. I can't dig stuff out of the garbage and push sales. It doesn't feel quite right, but just holler at me. First comment, first serve. That's how we're gonna do it. And this video's a little long, so if you want to fast forward, that's cool. Just don't miss the end where I spread everything out and show you the entire haul. That'll be a real interesting part, and you don't want to miss that. That's kind of like the highlight show. It's at the end. That'll be the last few minutes of this video. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. It's 5:17, dumpster number 9. And we got a Wagner smart roller, paint roller. And there's a chicken coop right over there. I don't know if you can hear that. It's kind of nice. Actually, that sounds like a rooster. Alrighty. Yeah, and that might be working condition there, but I'm just a smasher and a trasher, so that's what I'm gonna do with it right there. So that's what it's worth to me. Mess around figuring out that kind of stuff. It take me thousands of hours a year just to mess around with that kind of stuff. So there it is, cash money, even though it's not much. Alright, we got dumpster number 13 here, and on the ground I picked up that. You know, tell me that's not impressive right there. 8 cents pennies. I picked this up dumpster number 11 or 12, and you know, the price of tins come back up where I live to 5.5 cents a pound. So I was just avoiding these things for a long time, but the price came up, so you know that right there was worth, you know, about 12 cents for a few years actually, and then a couple years anyway, and then but it's come back up, so now that's worth about 22 cents. So it's barely worth taking, but you know, if I find something super valuable, I can just, you know, chuck that back in the garbage if I have to, you know. Dumpster 18 here. Looks like there's a computer down there, and someone has changed the shocks in their vehicle, it would appear, and left them sitting here for somebody. And I'm gonna take those. I'm gonna get that computer. I saw I yanked that little dude out of there, and that's an intact Dell computer. Pretty good shape, really. Windows XP. I'm just gonna scrap it and take the gold-plated circuit boards and stuff out of there. If you want to see me scrap those, you can click on my metal scrapping tips playlist link and watch me take one of those apart if you're interested in what all's in there and how much that's worth. And I'm just gonna load this up. It looks like we're going to get a nice little load before it gets dark out, so that's gonna be good. Fits in there pretty slick. I still got plenty of room for more stuff. I don't recommend for anybody else to do this, you know, because it is dangerous. But yeah, it's dangerous. I don't want that. It is dangerous, so I mean, I don't want anyone to get, you know, watch my videos and go out and get hurt doing this. So, you know, this piece of tin really is, you know, it's not worth hardly anything. So you could just throw that back in the garbage if you want to. Look at that right there. Look at that little gem. That seems ridiculous, don't it? That seems ridiculous, doesn't it? But you know, if you picked up a penny every second, you'd be making $36 an hour. And so if it took me, you know, without a camera in my hand, if it took me, say, 2 seconds to pick up that dime, I'd be making $180 an hour. So that's a little perspective right there for we got dumpster 27 and 28 here. I picked up another one of those goofy things. Yeah, if you ever find yourself at a store like Walmart or something, and you think about spending 10 or 15 bucks on these kind of chairs, just don't do it, because these things are all over the place. They're just poorly made. It's a poor product. Just stay away from it. Get something else, because you're literally just wasting your money. We got a nice little aluminum can. Take the plastic off of there. Like that, just stomp that off there. Some places will make you poke a hole in them cans. I'll end up doing that. I just don't want to spend too much time. Don't want to make this video too long. So, and then the little lamp there, I'll take that whole lamp. I cleaned up all that plastic from that can, and then I cleaned up that. I didn't get all of it, but I got most of that broken lamp. I kicked a couple pieces under the dumpster, but you always want to clean up after yourself. People leave messes. I mean, this place is already, this place is already, just a disaster area to begin with. But you just always want to clean up after yourself. That way, you don't ruin this for yourself or anyone else. We got dumpster number 46 here, and it's starting to get a little dark. I don't know if you can see that down there. That's a propane tank, and where I live, they don't take those at all anymore. Even if you chop them in half, they still won't take them, because they go through the shredder and catch fire and blow up and stuff, and it just scares the death out of the guys that work there. And so like a lot of places might not even take like air bottles and helium bottles for balloons and that kind of stuff, because they just look like those propane tanks. So I just leave those where they're at. I know a lot of you guys live in places where those plastic bottles are worth money, and there's a helicopter ride right there. $25 get you 5 minutes of riding that bad boy. But like these glass bottles and stuff will be worth money to a lot of you people out there, but they're worthless here, so I just pass it up. And I could dig some money out of here, like that. There's a beer can there, and so these tin cans I can get money out of, but I just skip this kind of stuff because it's really not worth a whole lot. But if plastic bottles and glass bottles are worth something, I could make a fortune off this dumpster, because a lot of the times, actually I think this place has lost their liquor license lately, so it may have changed now. But this entire dumpster here would just literally be full of glass beer bottles. I mean, all the way up here, to the rim, just filled up. Just an amazing amount of beer bottles. We got dumpster number 58 here, and a vacuum cleaner. One of the most common things I see. Just gonna snip the cord off that thing and be done with it. Got a dumpster 60 here, and inside of it is one of those Keurig coffee maker. No offense, guys, but that's just a total piece of garbage right there. It's worth 5.5 cents a pound to me. You try to sell something like that to somebody, and you need to question your entire thought process, really. But anyways, I'm gonna grab that and snip the cord off of it and be done with that. Okay, so I looked a little more in there. Underneath that coffee maker, there was these Under Armour shoes, and that's nothing I can really sell because of that deal right there. But I might wear those myself for a while, or just put them on the curb somewhere. They won't last more than an hour or two. Someone will snatch them up. Alright, so those turned out to be actually very good shoes, and I'm gonna wear them myself. I don't know if you could see it earlier, but this is why they were thrown away. See, these flaps came loose. I think they're like a waterproof deal. That I don't know. It's kind of weird. They weren't really ever fastened on there. Maybe it was supposed to be glued on there or something. But anyways, those are like $70 shoes, $80 shoes. I prefer Nikes, but these actually are good. I've been wearing them dumpster diving already, and so I'll get them dirty. Watch what I do with these parts. I'm gonna make these shoes look almost new, just real quick. Watch. I just cleaned them up real quick, and look how, those things could pass for almost like new, I just took this little bit of stuff off of there. It's just flapping around. It's real hard to even notice, unless you're looking for it. But surprisingly, finding shoes of this quality is actually a pretty common thing. You wouldn't think so, but it is. I mean, I'm just going to use them for dumpster diving. I usually don't find shoes to be comfortable unless they're Nikes, but these are pretty good quality and they fit me perfect. So, and there's no problem whatsoever with them for me. And you know, I'm just going to use them for dumpster diving. So. There's my $70 dumpster diving shoes. And there were some little USB cords in there. Come in handy. Some more insulated copper wire. LCD screen. I'm not no pro on that stuff, but I heard that those are have a little value to them. Recycling for scrap, and they might be getting worth more. I don't know. A fresh pack of rubber bands, a little tin bucket, all scrap. Looks like a looks like a Duke Blue Devil wig. You know, that's what that looks like, really. It looks like their colors. Might be Kentucky. It looks like Duke, but that chair I already had. But yeah, I mean, going back to that coffee pot. Yeah, if you find one that's, you know, all boxed up and obviously it's been used just to, you know, like a customer return, and obviously it's just been used once or twice, you know, or not at all. Man, there's nothing wrong with that, but one that's obviously been used, you know, you don't know. Someone could have, you know, literally, you know, like taken a pee in there and ran a pee through there, you know. I mean, this is one of the things that could have happened to that thing. You just don't know. So if anyone's watching this and you try to sell stuff like that, that's, you know, visibly used, and you don't know its history, just scrap it. Just, I mean, because you don't know, you know, you just don't know. And as long as a possibility of something, you know, like that is possible, it's just not worth it, you know. And you can get scrap money for it, right? You know, you get cash money for it, you know, as soon as you take it to the scrap yard. So there's nothing wrong with that. Got dumpster 65 action going here, and we have ourselves a weed eater. Let's see what we got there. See what kind of condition it's in. Oh, ouch, ow. It don't look too bad. I'm no pro on this kind of stuff, but I don't know if those are drainage hoses or what. It looks like it's got some sort of problem, so I'm just gonna take that bad boy to the scrap yard. Be a nice little piece of scrap metal, because see, it's, you know, there's a lot of aluminum in there, so I'll get like an aluminum breakage, or that's better than tin though. Dumpster 66. That's a little curl bar, or you could even use that for like a little bench press bar if you really wanted to. But I've been wanting to find one of those. When you get up into your late 40s, you start to realize the effects of gravity and time. So I lift a little weights now. You don't have to lift a lot of weights to notice a big change. So it's a good idea for your health. Anyone out there getting into middle age, you know, you just a little bit of light weightlifting. You don't even have to strain yourself really, and it really helps a lot. It's very healthy to do. Because I got a few weights at home now, so that one right there is going to help me out a lot. So that's a real nice score for me. All right, so that was dumpster number 70, and it's 6:40, and I'm gonna head home, get some dinner, walk my dog, freshen my batteries. Look at that. That's where a pallet master lives there. Look at all them pallets on that truck. Them pallets are worth like $2 or $3 for good, if they're in good shape. If anyone out there is interested, that guy's got that whole truck stacked up. About 8, 16, 32, 40. He's got about 45 pallets. That's $90, $130. That's not really my game, so I'm not real sure about them prices, but I should be fairly accurate on that. It's 9:10. We've done 71 dumpsters in about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes. And I figure we go down south, see what's that way, go down that way. Dumpster 72, the very first dumpster I checked. I yanked this out of there, a couple router modems, and some networking cable. Nothing special, but you know, those might be working modems, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if they're both functional. No real big scores at all so far, but that's the thrill of the hunt right there. We got dumpster 78 and 79. Got an aluminum walker and another piece of aluminum chair, some insulated, another kennel. I'm just gonna put that dog crate, the kennel cab or whatever it's called. I just gotta put that in the curb somewhere. So someone will pick that up real quick. That's kind of dirty for me to mess with. And got some insulated wire. Got a little load going. I just gotta put that bad boy right there. It'll just be a matter of time for someone sees that on this busy road here. Someone will snatch that up really quick. Yeah, I find those all the time, you know. If you ever want one of those things, just go check, say, I'd say you go check 100 dumpsters and you'll find one of those. I'd almost bet on it. You know, 200 dumpsters, I guarantee you'll find one of those. It might not be the best condition, but you'll find one. We got dumpster 81 here, and found this monitor in there. And normally I would just leave monitors sitting in there, but this one here is abnormally clean. I don't know. I got a hunch that thing works. Well, let's see. That might have something to do with it. I think it was mounted on a wall, or maybe part of the mount's missing. I don't know. I just my experience tells me that unless it's correct, I don't think it's correct. My experience tells me I need to take that one home and check it out. That's a nice quality monitor. But yeah, it just looks like part of the stand's missing. I'm not sure. I've never really seen a stand like that. It's kind of a weird looking mount. I'm not sure. Oh, it just sits like that. That's how it works. It just sits like this right here. I've never seen a stand like that. That's kind of a neat little dude. I just think someone might have just upgraded or threw this away because it's, you know, a little scratched up and old, maybe. But it's definitely worth checking out, because if that thing works, that's a fairly valuable little dude. Visibly, it's real nice. Well, it's got a little separation here. That might be what's wrong. Yeah, there might be something wrong with it. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I wasn't able to determine if this one worked or not because it takes a funky little power adapter, and that might be the reason why it was thrown away. Something happened to the specific power adapter, and they just tossed it because of that. That's just a nice looking dude, so I'm gonna hang on to it for a while and see if I can do anything with it. Got a dumpster 84, and that's an interesting looking dude. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just gonna shut the camera off and go through this real quick. There might not be a whole lot in there, but there's at least some stuff I can see right there. But I'll yank everything out there and show you what's in it. Okay, so it turned out to be a little more than I thought. There was this Xbox 360 box, and unfortunately it was empty. But look at this right here. Someone forgot that I ripped this bag open. It was factory sealed. I ripped it open to see what was in it, and look at that. Someone took the stuff out of there and forgot to take this. Xbox 360 headphone with a microphone, brand new, factory sealed. So that's a score. And we'll put that box back in there where it belongs. And then there was a bunch of fish aquarium stuff in there. And I got fish tank and turtle cage, so that's a bottle of activated charcoal or carbon, and I don't think there's much that could be wrong with that. I mean, it's just carbon, and it looks like it's dry, so I'm gonna hold on to that for myself. And then there's like a big fish aquarium air pump and some more little pumps. I'll probably just scrap all that for insulated copper wire. And then there's a monitor stand that's full of tin metal, and I'll just scrap that too. And you know, I can only sell 10 things a month on eBay, so a lot of stuff I might try to sell, I just will put on the curb or take it to the scrap yard. Like this here is a little cheap camera bag and a belt that's pretty much new. That's pretty much new condition, but I'm just gonna donate that. When I say donate, I'll just put it on a curb somewhere and someone will just see it and pick it up. And then this is a real nice find for me, because this is what I've been wanting for my terrarium. It's a giant light for an aquarium, and it's a little dusty, but I can all but guarantee you that thing works perfectly, and that's exactly what I've been wanting. So that's a nice score there. Back at the storage unit at 10:03. Emptied the load, and we're gonna head out. I got dumpster 93 here, and this is an Ulta beauty store that you see people making videos about on YouTube. And now maybe there's some freak stores out there that throw thousands of dollars of stuff away, but if you go out and try to look and you know, take their advice and go look in an Ulta, your local Ulta store dumpster, it's gonna be like this. I don't want to get your hopes up, but this is what retail stores will be looking like. In this modern age, the retail stores, they just don't throw away thousands of dollars of stuff, regardless of what you see on YouTube. Well, they might throw it away, but they'll destroy it before they do. I guarantee you that. Unless there's some freak, you know, situation out there where someone's not listening to corporate policy or something, you know, but or an employee is just acting like they're getting it out of the garbage. Yeah, those are the only two ways that could happen. Some dumpster 99 action going here. That's gonna be a nice little score. We got some little motors I can take off of there. It won't be hard. Just take that pin out, and those motors will come out real easy. I might go with short steel and some cords and some more cords down there. So I'm gonna shut the bike off and snatch that all up. That's a good little score. All right, so I cleaned that stuff up a little bit, and it's gonna be a couple of nice pieces of tin. That might go with short steel. There's not a big difference, but got these motors off of here, and there's a lot of aluminum on there, so some places might give you aluminum breakage for those, and other places might give you like dirty motors or something. But those are fairly valuable little guys, and it only took me a couple minutes to yank all that out. And then some insulated copper wire, some low-grade copper wire, and some e-waste, and that's all worth taking. I gotta clean that up a little bit, you know, cut the ends off and stuff, you know, and that'll take a few more minutes, but that's all worth taking. Oh, I found this laying in the middle of the road. That's like a lid off of a pressure cooker or something. That's pure stainless steel, and that weighs probably about 3 pounds. I got some other little skibble scabbles in there, but that was just laying in the middle of the road. waiting for a motorcycle to come and wipe out on it. So I snatched it up. Got dumpster number 112 here. And see that right there? That's the most dangerous. Well, I don't know if it's the most, but that's the most common dangerous thing you'll find dumpster diving. It's probably not the most dangerous, but that's the common danger right there. See that? That's just super sharp glass sitting at a bad angle right there. So I just want to throw that back there. Actually, that might be even worse. Now people can't see it. Put that up and open right there like that. I got a jazzy little lamp here. It looks like it's had a problem or two. Or three. But that's a nice piece of scrap metal there. And try not to make this video too long. Found another monitor to check out. Looks like it's in pretty good condition. It's hard telling with them monitors. Score! It's actually just missing a little piece of plastic. See the power button? It's just missing like a little. See they all got a little piece of plastic, little square piece of plastic. No big deal. Look at that little pot right there. Nice ceramic, real heavy ceramic pot. That's kind of classy looking. That don't belong in the garbage, so I'll take that. That's something you could actually sell. I don't know. I'll keep around, figure out what to do with that. Oh, that steel I found just a while back. It was with those motors down there. I left that behind the dumpster. I'm gonna pick that on the way home. I just heavy stuff like that I don't want to carry around. See, if I carried that around, I wouldn't have had room for this pot. You see what I'm saying? But on the way home, I'll take it and I'll just either bungee cord it up here or set it on my lap or behind my back or something. Got a dumpster at 119. Some microwave action. Isn't that exciting? Alright, dumpster 125. I found a couple little toy air guns. That one's actually not a toy, but I'm pretty sure it's an air gun. Either way, it's scrap metal. I'm having trouble tonight doing a lot of dumpsters because I keep finding stuff. That's a good problem to have. Unfortunately, it's no big scores, you know. Hey, there's another gun like this. Oh, what's going on? That was plastic. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not any big valuable scores, you know. It's all stuff like that. I mean, I'll take vacuum cleaner cords all day long if I could, but you know, it's nothing to write home about. But another one of those chairs. They're such a cheap product. Just anybody out there, if you ever think about buying those kind of chairs, just don't do it, because they're literally garbage. They really are. But there's some tin metal in here, but that's just big and clanky and weighs very little, so I'm just gonna leave that. Maybe someone will come and get it. That's just a total pain. That's not even worth your time right there digging that out of there, because it's all hooked into stuff, and that's gonna be only worth $1, $2 for all of it, you know, maybe. So, but I'm gonna get this cord off here. That's the third one of those I've seen tonight. That one there's a giant. I would come back and get that one because those are expensive, but it's been chewed on there and over there, so I just gotta leave it there. But someone will snatch that up. That's too bad it's been chewed on. That takes all the value out of it. Alright, it's 11:38 and I've done 139 dumpsters, and we're gonna go north this time. I just keep finding ticky-tack stuff and you know, frequently, so that's really slowing me down. But it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing because I haven't had any major score yet. But you never know, it could be coming. Alright, we got dumpster 160. I pulled it up here. I shifted these bags around a little bit, and this bag right here, I heard a bunch of change in there. I mean, a bunch of change too. Looks like we got a giant game of Plinko going, but I turned the bag upside down. Hopefully it didn't come out yet. So, I don't think any of it came out, but I could really hear it in there. That's a big heavy bag of garbage too, it sucks. Hopefully there's nothing gross in there, but I'm just gonna take this. It's too heavy, I can't get it out without the bag ripping. Take some of this out. Well, maybe this is the best way to do it anyway. Let's see what's in this. I got a little mystery box. There's some good weight in that thing. I bet my sensor's going off. I think there might be something good in there. Hopefully it's not old shoes. Let's check it out. Get a little mystery box theater going. Drum roll, please. And we have a box of books. Box of nothing. Let's see what we got. Maybe it's not nothing. Yeah, it's nothing. That's a bunch of nothing. Those are the kind of safety glasses I wear right there, guys. So I'm riding a motorcycle, so I'm either always wearing a helmet with a eye shield, face shield, or I'm wearing those right there. I never mentioned that, but I'm always wearing safety glasses when I'm doing this stuff, so you should too, because stuff has a habit of popping up and hitting you in the face, so it's not worth getting injured. But hopefully there's nothing gross in here. It's looking pretty clean, actually. Get some of this out of here so I can deal with it. I don't know what was so heavy in there. Must be just all this paper. Rip it open. There, now I can see what's going on. Just a bunch. It's amazing how much paper weighs when it gets when it's a lot of. Oh, look at that! There it is, right there. I'll see if I can lift this bag out of here now without it ripping. See, if it rips, I'm gonna lose all that money. So. Uh-oh, I heard it shift. Okay, we got it. I think we got it all out. That's good. There's a big old grip of it in there too. Let's see how much it is. Hopefully it's not all pennies. Now, you don't think this is much, but if there's a couple dollars in here, and it only takes you a couple minutes, you know, that's $60 an hour right there. So you might laugh at it, but you know, that's more than most people make an hour. So that's all pennies though, because that kind of sucks. But let's see what we're doing here. You know, I don't want to really put all that in my pocket, because it's going to be really heavy. I'd say there's probably $2 there, maybe. Oh, wait a second. Look at that. What's that right there? What's that right there? It's a ring. What do you think? See? That's what we're looking for. I don't know. My eyes are bad. I'm going to have to take it home. Gonna have to take that one home and check it out. There's another one. That one's fake, obviously that one's fake. That gold one, I'm not so sure. I'm gonna have to put the magnifier on that one. There's some earrings and stuff in here. I'm just gonna put that jewelry in my pocket. And then the rest of this stuff I'm just gonna dump in my tote. I found this water heater, or this electric radiator heater, and this extension cord. I didn't want to fire the camera up for everything. I want to go I don't want to bore you guys too much. We'll just dump all that in there, and when I go to scrap this stuff, I can just pick it out of there. Yeah, it's the wheat pennies. Some of them pennies have some age to them. But anyways, that could have been better. But I'm gonna have to look at that ring when I get home. So maybe that was something really good. I just don't know it yet. Oh. You know, just something little like that can make your night successful. Ah, that's just a bunch of garbage in here now. But you find, you know, chains like that rattling around, and you always want to check it out, because it's like an indicator of other things too, you know. Like, obviously, like those little rings and earrings I pulled out of there. So, and these little cords were in there too. That's a little car adapter for a phone. Some other little USB micro adapter. So those are real common things. But, you know, just those little cables right there sell for, you know, in the store for like 10, 15 bucks. So, I'm not sure what these were. Ew, yuck, gross. What are those? I don't think I spilled those. I might have. Those are weird. Ew. Oh, I know what that is. That's that miracle dirt stuff, I think. You put water on it and like potted plants and stuff. Maybe. Dumpster 170. And it's a big giant cache of canned food, beans and stuff. It's all kinds of stuff in there, and almost all of it is well under its expiration date. There's a couple cans in there that are old, but most of it is, you know, still a year and a half, 2 years away from its expiration date. So that's enough to feed a small family for a week almost. Yeah, I don't want to give people the wrong idea about eating food that you find. You know, if it's not in a sealed can or a sealed package and fresh, you know, you don't ever want to eat it, you know, because just eating food that's exposed to the elements, it could just kill you. I mean, that's no joke. You don't want to do that, because food poisoning is very serious, and I don't want to give anyone the impression that they should ever eat something that's not safe. But like everything you see right here is totally safe. But yeah, you don't want to go around messing around eating food that might be spoiled. It literally can kill you. So, you know, don't take any stupid chances. Got 175, 176 here. I already got this stuff out, and there's a fan, ceiling fan right here. I'm gonna get. So, it's nothing spectacular, but it'll keep the lights on though, that's for sure. It'll keep my batteries charged. Might be some other stuff. See, I already got the copper out of here. Oh, some skittle scabble stuff in there. Nothing to write home about. But. All right, all these thick black wires in here are some real high quality copper wires. There's not very much of it there, but there's at least a pound. So, you know, you strip that out and it'd be over $2 worth of copper. I'll probably just take it to the yard as it is and get my $1.10 for it or whatever it is. Get that fan loaded up. Get that copper wire out of there. It's not quite a pound, but it's real good stuff though. That's always, oh, that stuff right there is always worth taking. You just can't beat that stuff. And then the rest of this will just go as 10. Somebody made a comment the other day about these circuit breakers having silver contacts in them, but I don't see anything like that on there. Maybe they were talking about inside of it or something. I just don't see anything that resembles silver whatsoever. Maybe inside of them. I don't know. If you're out there, holler at me. Dumpster 182, I think. Thereabouts. Got a couple drills. Those things are all tore up. They make good for scrap metal though. Anything else in here? I don't see anything else in here. They got nice chunky cords on them, so that's nice, isn't it? Some scrapyards will give you aluminum breakage. Other scrapyards will give you like dirty motors. But so they're valuable little guys. You know, they're heavy little chunky dudes. Got dumpster 183 action going on here. Check out that thing. I've never actually seen one of those in a dumpster before. It's a tanning bed. You know what? Dang it. All the metal on there is aluminum. I was hoping that would be tin. That's just too big for me to handle. Let's see, how much does it weigh? Let's see how much this bad boy weighs. Oh, see, the hinges are apart, so it's in two pieces, so that's good. But I think that this is probably gonna have some very large ballasts and stuff in there. Maybe that just might be the weight of that aluminum. But that, you know what? I could almost take that thing. That's just a little too heavy. Shoot. I suppose I could take it apart, but I don't have the right kind of tools on me. Oh, dang it. Anyways, it's got some nice cords on it though. This looks like a really old bed too, maybe from like the mid 80s or something, I'm guessing. But shoot, that's some nice aluminum. You're probably looking at 200 pounds of aluminum. Well, I don't know, it's hard telling. That top piece is a lot lighter than this bottom piece, so it's probably 200 pounds, I suppose. Dang it. Oh well. Get a couple nice cords out of it. I almost I almost want to edit this one out because this is one time, you know, just because dumpsters aren't that big, you know, and there's very rarely anything I can't carry. But right there is an example of me not being able to take something. So that kind of ruins my night right there. But oh well. I'll just take my cords and go home. I got dumpster 200 on the night. It's gonna be my last one. I got started late and I was just finding too much. I was just plinking along and finding too much stuff frequently, and so I'm just gonna grab those cords right there and give it a little check, make sure there's nothing else good in there. This happens to be the auction house, so that's a good place to stop. But there's another blender motor down there, I see. But I'll go home and we'll spread this out and have a look, see what we got. All right, so here's the entire haul. Everything outside of the storage unit is what I've got, and those 200 dumpsters. My favorite personally for myself is going to be this aquarium light, or I'm going to use it for my terrarium. We got, you know, some skibble scabble pennies, and there's a good copper wire in there. But I'm gonna donate this belt and that camera bag, and there's just some tin metal there. And I'm gonna check out both those monitors. And we got like 16, 17 cans of food that doesn't expire for like a year to 2 years from now. And then some more tin here, and a nice computer. And that flower pot's pretty cool. That's a bad little boy. And then some aluminum breakage, and some steel, some shred tin, some more tin. Those chairs, don't buy those. You can if you want, but just to let you know, I've literally seen probably thousands upon thousands upon thousands of those things. It's just ridiculous. They're cheap, bad product. I got that dude. Got some like 4 router modem deals, some old electric drills, some e-waste, all that nice big old grip full of number 2 insulated copper wire. I got to cut all the plugs off there and stuff. But you know, all those motors, those little motors I yanked off those steel things. Some stainless steel right there, this fan motor. A little bit of aluminum and some cans. And a little bit of brass hiding down there. And Duke Blue Devil wig. The Xbox 360 is gonna be worth some money. That charcoal aquarium carbon will come in handy for me. That's nice and clean. There's nothing wrong with that. And them shoes aren't too bad. I might wear them for dumpster diving. They're not too bad. And if not, it looks like someone has some problems with them in the heel area, but I'll check them out. I'll put them on the curb somewhere. Those won't last long. I got this weightlifting bar. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I couldn't do a whole lot of dumpsters because, well, I got started late. But I just kept the frequency of finding stuff. Just finding little stuff, you know, like every 3 or 4 dumpsters, just stop and go and stuff. So I really couldn't cover a lot of ground. I mean, I could go back out and do more, but it's late, and editing these videos takes so long. So that's another reason why I gotta go home, and just uploading these things alone takes a long time. So let alone editing them. But that's not a bad little deal. That's 200 dumpsters right there. That's pretty good. I didn't get the big score. My near sight is getting bad, so I can't know about that ring I found yet. But the fact that I found it with a obviously fake ring is not good. But you never know. I'll put the magnifier on it and we'll check that out. And if it's anything good, I'll definitely show it to you. But alright, I guess that's about it. Now I gotta put all this stuff back in there.